Cheating wife story. My wife left me alone in Colorado. Now I own 3 restaurants. I walked out of the gas station, but my wife's car was gone. She and her friends left me stranded in Colorado, their laughter echoing in my mind, turning our love into a devastating cheating wife story. Hey, Viora fam, if this raw, heart-shattering cheating wife story grabs you, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Viora for more tales that break you open and make you feel. Let's dive into this true cheating story, one that's not just another Reddit cheating stories post, it's my reality, and it cuts deep. My name's Adam Bennett. I'm 34, a middle school history teacher living a quiet life in Boise, Idaho. My wife, Jenna, 31, was my college sweetheart, the woman who dragged me to karaoke nights, her voice off-key but her smile unstoppable. We built a cozy middle-class life in a 3-bedroom house with a small garden, our dog Max snoozing on the porch. Our savings hovered around $400,000, enough for a reliable sedan, a few vacations, and a safety net. Life was simple but good. Saturday barbecues, late-night talks over cheap wine, her hand brushing mine as we walked Max. Jenna's friends, Holly, Paige, and Claire, were a constant presence, their teasing about my dull job or predictable hobbies a running joke I tried to laugh off. I never thought I'd live a cheating wife story. I loved Jenna, trusted her even when her friends' jabs made me feel small. But sometimes, the people you hold closest write the cruelest cheating stories, and mine began on a road trip that broke me. It was a 4-day adventure to Colorado, Jenna's plan to unwind with her friends. I wasn't keen. Holly called me the tag-along, Paige smirked at my flannel shirts, but I went for Jenna, hoping to feel closer to her. We packed into Holly's SUV, the women's chatter drowning out my attempts to join in. Jenna's laughter was there, but her eyes rarely met mine, her hands staying on her phone instead of mine. I told myself it was the trip, the long hours on the road, the playlist of pop songs I didn't get. But doubt crept in, the first seed of an emotional cheating story I didn't want to see. The first twist hit on day 3 at a dusty gas station in rural Colorado. We'd stopped for gas and snacks, the air heavy with heat and exhaust. I needed the bathroom, told Jenna I'd be back in a minute. Don't take forever, Adam, she said, her tone half teasing, half sharp. I hurried inside, splashed water on my face, and stepped out less than 5 minutes later. The SUV was gone. I scanned the lot, expecting Jenna's wave, her friends' giggles. Nothing. My phone, wallet, and bag were in the car. I stood frozen, the sun scorching my neck, my heart pounding. This was one of their pranks, right? Like when they forgot me at a bar last year, laughing when I caught up. An hour dragged by. Then, too, the gas station clerk, a tired woman in her 40s, let me use her phone. Jenna's line went to voicemail. Holly, Paige, Claire, same. My chest tightened, panic mixing with disbelief. This wasn't a joke. This was abandonment, the start of a cheating wife story that left me stranded, penniless, in a state I barely knew. I sat on the curb, the asphalt burning through my jeans, my mind spinning. Had Jenna planned this? Was it her friend's idea, or did she agree? The second twist was a stranger's compassion. An older man, George, pulled up in a beat-up truck, his gray hair peeking from a baseball cap. You okay, kid? He asked, his voice rough but kind. I spilled the story, my voice shaky, my wife, her friends, the empty lot. He listened, no judgment, just a nod. Hop in, he said. I know someone who can help. George drove me to a small diner called Maggie's Kitchen, owned by Maggie, a warm woman in her 50s with flour-dusted hands. You need work? She asked, eyeing me over her glasses. I nodded, desperate. She gave me a job washing dishes, a corner to sleep in, and a plate of meatloaf that tasted like hope. I worked hard, the clatter of plates and steam of the sink a distraction from the pain. At night, I'd lie awake, replaying Jenna's voice, her friend's smirks. This wasn't just infidelity story time, it was a betrayal that stripped me bare. I borrowed Maggie's laptop, checked Jenna's social media. A new post, her with Holly, Paige, and Claire at a Colorado bar, laughing, no mention of me. My email to her, where are you? Why? Went unanswered. Her parents texted back, confused. Jenna said you needed space. Space? I'd been left with nothing. The third twist was the realization. I called a friend, Mark, back in Boise. He'd seen Jenna a week before the trip, whispering with Holly at a cafe, their heads close. I thought it was girl talk, he said, apologetic. I dug deeper, found old texts on our shared cloud, Jenna to Paige, Adam's so clingy. Wish I could just go. My heart sank. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment prank. It was planned, a wife betrayal confession written in their laughter, their absence. I'd read Reddit cheating stories, but none prepared me for this, a wife who didn't just cheat, but erased me. I didn't break down. I washed dishes, learned to chop onions, earned Maggie's trust. She raised my pay, let me rent a room above the diner. I bought a cheap phone, started saving. The pain of Jenna's toxic relationship story lingered, but I felt a spark of something new, pride, maybe, in surviving. I wasn't the boring husband anymore. I was Adam, rebuilding from nothing. Sometimes betrayal isn't an affair, it's the people you love leaving you behind. But should I have fought to find her? The Colorado sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across Maggie's kitchen, where the clatter of dishes and the sizzle of the grill had become my lifeline. I scrubbed plates in the back, my hands raw, my mind still replaying the empty gas station lot where Jenna and her friends, Holly, Paige, and Claire, left me stranded. Their laughter, once a background hum in our marriage, now echoed as the cruel soundtrack of a cheating wife story that had stripped me of everything: my phone, my wallet, my trust. But in the diner's steamy chaos, I was piecing myself back together, one shift at a time. Maggie's trust grew. She moved me from dishes to the grill, teaching me to flip burgers with a flick of the wrist. "You've got a knack, Adam," she said, her eyes crinkling. I rented a small studio above the diner, its peeling wallpaper and creaky bed a far cry from our Boise home, but it was mine. I bought a used bike, pedaling to work under wide skies, the ache of Jenna's betrayal softening with each mile. I wasn't rich, my savings were gone with her, but I had enough for rent, groceries, and a second-hand jacket to fend off the mountain chill. This wasn't just a cheating wife story anymore, it was my survival, a quiet fight to reclaim who I was. Jenna's silence persisted. I checked her social media weekly, hoping for a clue, but her posts stopped after that bar photo with her friends. Emails bounced back, her phone disconnected. I called her brother, Ethan, who sounded apologetic but vague. "She's figuring things out," he said. "I thought she told you." "Told me what? That she'd planned to ditch me in Colorado?" The ambiguity fueled my nights, spent staring at the ceiling, wrestling with questions. Was this her friend's idea, or had Jenna wanted me gone? The pain of this infidelity story time wasn't just her absence, it was the deliberate cruelty of it. The fourth twist came at the diner, 3 months in. A regular, Tom, a retired mechanic with a gravelly voice, overheard me talking to Maggie about my bike's flat tire. "Bring it by my shop," he said, scribbling an address. I hesitated, still wary of kindness, but went. Tom fixed the tire, refused payment, and invited me to poker nights with his buddies. "You're not alone, kid," he said, clapping, hand clap on my shoulder. Those nights, cards, cheap beer, and bad jokes felt like family, a warmth I hadn't known I'd lost. This true cheating story had taken my home, but it hadn't taken my ability to connect. I started smiling again, not just at work, but for real. Maggie promoted me to shift manager, trusting me to handle orders and train new hires. I saved enough for a used laptop, set up a bare-bones social media profile, and posted about the diner, drawing a small local following. One evening, a college student, Lily, started showing up, her textbooks spread across a corner booth, her quiet focus a contrast to the diner's bustle. She'd order coffee, tip generously, and ask about my day with a shy smile. "You're good at this," she said once, nodding at the busy counter. I shrugged, but her words stuck, a balm for the wounds of Jenna's cheating wife story. The fifth twist was a letter slipped under my studio door, no return address. My heart raced as I tore it open, expecting Jenna's handwriting. Instead, it was from Paige, one of her friends. "Adam, we're sorry," it read. "It was a stupid joke. Jenna's a mess. Can we talk?" A phone number followed. I stared at it, the paper trembling in my hands. A joke? Leaving me stranded, penniless, was a joke? Rage flared, but so did curiosity. I didn't call. I burned the letter, the ashes curling in my sink. But Paige's words lingered. A new layer in this emotional cheating story. Was Jenna really a mess? Or was this another game? I threw myself into work, but the letter shifted something. I started noticing Lily more, her quick wit, her habit of doodling stars on napkins. One night, closing up, I offered her a ride home when it rained. We talked for hours, parked outside her apartment, about dreams, fears, life. She didn't know my past, and I didn't tell her. Not yet, but her laugh, soft and real, felt like a fresh start, a flicker of hope in this toxic relationship story. The sixth twist was a call from Boise. "Mark, my old friend," sounded shaken. "Jenna's back," he said. "She's asking about you, man. Says she wants to explain." My stomach dropped. Back? After a year of silence? After leaving me for dead in Colorado? I gripped the phone, my voice steady. "Tell her I'm gone," I said. I hung up, the diner's hum fading as I processed it. "Jenna," in Boise wanting to talk. Part of me wanted to scream at her, demand why. But another part, the part that laughed with Tom, that smiled at Lily, didn't care. This wasn't a caught cheating on camera moment. It was a choice, and I was choosing me. Lily became a constant. We'd grab coffee outside work, walk the town's quiet streets, share stories. She was studying environmental science, her passion for clean rivers infectious. "You're not like most guys," she said once, her eyes warm. I wanted to tell her about Jenna, the cheating wife story that had broken me, but I didn't. Not yet. Instead, I let her light fill the cracks. Let her kindness rebuild what Jenna's friends had torn down. The seventh twist was a package, left at the diner. Inside was my wallet, cards expired, cash gone, and a note from Holly. "We found this. Jenna's sorry. Call her." A number was scrawled below. I laughed, bitter and sharp, and tossed the note. The wallet, though, I kept, a relic of a life I'd left behind. Maggie saw my face, poured me coffee. "You don't owe them nothing," she said. She was right, but the package stirred old wounds, memories of Jenna's laugh, her friends' smirks. This husband revenge story wasn't about fighting back. It was about moving forward. I took Lily hiking, our first real date, the Rockies looming like guardians. She teased my clumsy steps, her hand brushing mine. At the peak we sat, the world vast below, and I felt free. Jenna's betrayal, her friend's cruelty, was a distant storm. I was here with Lily building something new. But as we descended, Mark's words echoed. Jenna was back. Would she find me, force me to face her? What would you do if the wife who abandoned you wanted to explain after you'd rebuilt your life? Would you hear her out or keep her in the past? The Colorado dawn broke gently over Maggie's kitchen, the diner's neon sign humming softly as I prepped for the morning rush. The scent of coffee and bacon filled the air, grounding me in a life I'd built from the ashes of Jenna's betrayal. 15 years had passed since she and her friends, Holly, Paige, and Claire, left me stranded at that gas station. Their laughter the cruel opening note of a cheating wife story that had once defined me. Now, I was Adam Bennett, 49, a partner in Maggie's expanding diner chain, married to Lily, father to our daughter, Ava, 8, and stepfather to Lily's son, Ethan, 12. Our home, a modest two-story with a wildflower garden, was a haven of laughter and love, a far cry from the Boise house I'd shared with Jenna. My savings, now close to $1 million, gave us comfort, not luxury, but it was enough. Jenna's absence was a faded scar, overshadowed by the life I'd chosen. Lily was my anchor, her quiet strength, her passion for environmental causes, her ability to make Ava giggle with silly voices. Ethan called me Dad, his trust a gift I'd earned through years of bedtime stories and soccer games. Maggie, now semi-retired, had handed me the reins of her second diner location, a sleek spot in town that drew locals and tourists alike. I'd found purpose here, mentoring young staff, tweaking recipes, and watching Lily's nonprofit thrive. The pain of Jenna's cheating wife story had dulled, but her return loomed like a storm cloud after Mark's call and Holly's package, stirring questions I'd buried. Would she show up, demanding closure? Could I face her without unraveling? The ninth twist came at Ava's school play. She was a tree, her cardboard branches swaying as she recited lines with glee. Lily and I clapped from the front row, Ethan snapping photos. During intermission, I stepped outside for air, the crisp mountain night calming my nerves. A woman stood by the parking lot, her silhouette familiar, Jenna. Older, thinner, her hair dyed a harsh blonde, but unmistakably her. She saw me, froze, then approached, her steps hesitant. "Adam," she said, her voice low. "I didn't mean to ambush you. I heard about the play." My jaw tightened, but I stayed calm, the diner's lessons in patience holding me steady. "You don't belong here," I said. "Go." She didn't. Her eyes, once bright, were dull with regret. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "It was a mistake leaving you like that. I was stupid, caught up with Holly and them." I studied her, searching for the woman I'd loved, but saw only a stranger. You didn't just leave, I said. You planned it. You laughed. She flinched, tears welling. I want to make it right, she said. Please. I shook my head, walking back inside, the play's music drowning out her voice. This wasn't a wife-cheating confession meant to heal, it was too late for that. Lily sensed my tension, her hand finding mine. You okay? She asked, her gaze soft. I nodded, not ready to explain. I didn't tell her about Jenna. Not yet. But the encounter lingered, a ripple in my hard-won peace. This infidelity story time wasn't about revenge. It was about protecting what I'd built. But Jenna's presence, even fleeting, stirred a fear. Could she disrupt the life I'd fought for? The 10th twist was a message on my diner's social media page. It was from Claire, Jenna's friend. Not Jenna herself. Adam, we messed up. It read. Jenna's in a bad place. Can you meet us? We owe you. Attached was a photo. Jenna, Holly, Paige, and Claire at a bar years ago the night they left me. My stomach churned, the image a knife in old wounds. I didn't respond, but showed Lily the message that night. Our kitchen quiet as Ava and Ethan slept. She was at the play, I said, my voice low. Jenna. She wants forgiveness. Lily listened, her hand on mine. What do you want? She asked. I didn't know. Closure? Distance? This true cheating story had no easy answers. I met Claire alone, at a coffee shop outside town, against my better judgment. She looked worn, her designer purse a relic of better days. Jenna's broke, she said, stirring her latte. Holly's in rehab, Paige is divorced. We were awful, Adam. It was my idea, the prank, but Jenna, she wanted out. My chest tightened, but I stayed calm. Out of what? I asked. Claire sighed. You, the marriage. She thought you'd come crawling back. I laughed, sharp and cold. You left me with nothing, I said. And I still didn't crawl. I stood, leaving a $10 bill for her coffee, and walked out, the mountain air clearing my head. This wasn't a caught her cheating reaction. It was proof I'd won by surviving. Life with Lily deepened. We took the kids camping, their laughter echoing as we roasted marshmallows under a starry sky. Ava drew me as a superhero in her sketchbook. Ethan taught me to skateboard, his patience humbling. I expanded the diner, adding a patio with views of the Rockies, locals calling me by name. Lily's nonprofit secured a grant, and we celebrated with a quiet dinner, her eyes sparkling over candlelight. You're my home, she said, and I believed her. Jenna's cheating wife story was a distant echo, but Claire's words, Jenna wanted out, gnawed at me. Had I missed signs? Been too boring to keep her? The 11th twist was Jenna's appearance at the diner. It was a busy Saturday, the patio packed, my staff hustling. She walked in with Paige and Holly, their faces a mix of shame and defiance. Jenna's eyes met mine, her voice trembling. Adam, we need to talk. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Holly nodded. Paige stared at the floor. The diner went quiet, customers sensing the tension. I stepped forward, my voice steady. You thought it was funny, leaving me in that lot, I said. I rebuilt my life without you. I pulled an envelope from my pocket. $73. $50, the exact cost of the bus ticket I'd needed to get home, and set it on the counter. That's what you owed me then, I said. Take it and leave. Jenna froze, tears streaming. Paige snapped, you're heartless. But Holly pulled her back, silent. They left, the envelope untouched, the diner's hum resuming. Lily, who'd watched from the kitchen, hugged me later. You didn't need to give them anything, she said. I shrugged. I needed to end it. This wasn't a revenge-cheating wife tale, it was closure on my terms. Jenna emailed after, long apologies, tales of her struggles. Debt, loneliness, regret. I didn't reply. I blocked her, Holly, Paige, and Claire, their voices irrelevant. My life was here. Ava's drawings, Ethan's skate tricks, Lily's hand in mine. We opened a third diner, Maggie's legacy growing, my name on the sign. I coached Ethan's soccer team, taught Ava to bake, planned a trip with Lily to the coast. The pain of Jenna's betrayal was a faint echo, drowned out by the life I'd chosen. One morning, as I poured coffee, Lily kissed my cheek, Ava sang off key, and Ethan laughed at a meme. I wasn't the man left behind anymore. I was Adam, whole, loved, enough. Forgiveness wasn't about Jenna. It was about freeing myself from her shadow. But as I watched my family, I wondered, had I been too cold? Or was closing the door the only way to protect my peace? Viora fam, what would you do if the wife who stranded you begged for forgiveness after you'd built a new life? Did I do right by shutting her out? Or should I have heard her story? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if this cheating wife story moved you, and subscribe to Viora for more raw, real cheating stories that hit every nerve. The truest victory isn't revenge. It's living well without those who hurt you. But was I too quick to turn her away?